And just find yourself in a comfortable place now where you are held and supported by the earth. Really receive that hold. Sense in to your weight, just relaxing into the support of the earth beneath you. Sense in, if you will, to the or the fully connected, let's go for the affirmative here, lines of mycelia, mycorrhizal network, the trees, all the roots of all the growing things beneath you, communicating with each other by way of chemicals and hums and clicks. We are held, earth bodies, by the wisdom of the earth. And sense into the same wisdom alive in your own body, a very similar web of connection alive in your own body, a continuous web of communication from your brain, wrapping around all of your organs and muscles. And how we hold our body informs our mind, our body mind, about how we feel. Our emotions will inspire how the body is held. And this can be a self perpetuating cycle. So, if we're cold in this time as the weather gets chilly, or when things are stressful, we might find ourselves kind of gripping or gathering, binding up a bit. And we're informing the body by this way that this is what is safe, and this is what is needed. And sometimes it's not always true, but for a moment or a short time. And so we're invited to remind the body through our breath, through our mantra, our intention, and through our movements of how else or how instead we would choose to be today. So please just notice where you've been binding or holding, if there's been any injury, or again, if there is stress or trauma, or affectations from the environment, cold and such, that are causing us to gather ourselves up. And hopefully, right now, you're warm enough, and if not, maybe have a pillow, blanket, or some such thing on you. We're going to begin nice and slow and steady, lying down on our backs. We're going to focus on creating space in the shoulders and the chest, and focusing also on that connection between the core and our shoulders, between our neck and shoulders, our jaw and our shoulders, and of course, our emotions, our thoughts, and what's happening in the body. So as you come to lie down, if you're not, I just want to make sure that you have a block near you and or some such thing. I'm visiting my mother today in Massachusetts, and I don't have a block, but I have a Tiny Toons lunchbox. So this will be my block today, some such firm kind of thing. It might be a little noisier than a block. It's full of pieces of crayons, I believe. So pardon the noise if it gets noisy. You could have your bolster stay under your knees for this first one if you like, or Just stand your feet onto the earth with your knees bent. This is Andy. He's going to be hanging out with me, apparently. He didn't want to move. So we're going to take the block between our hands, like a television, if you will. So you're going to have the wider, flatter area facing you, the length of it from side to side between your hands. We'll hold on to the end of the block with the hands and squeeze onto that block strongly. Squeeze it and straighten the arms. Straight, strong squeeze there. Inhale here and pull your shoulders onto the back. Really plug them down into the earth. And we're going to follow your next exhale to keep that plugged shoulders in and slowly, slowly, with the muscular action in the arms, lower that block towards overhead so that the arms are right in line with your shoulders. So it's not going to go all the way to the earth. And then you'll inhale back up, plug in the shoulders, squeeze the block, and slow and steady lower down. Notice that as you do this, it may be that your low ribs pop up, that the back wants to arch. That's because it's most flexible there, and the shoulders may not be so much right now. So we're going to, as you exhale, pull the navel down towards the spine, pull the ribs down towards the back, imprinting the back ribs on the earth, and lower. So exhaling, lowering down, straight, strong arms, pull the navel down, pull the ribs down, and inhale back up to the sky. Plug those shoulders in. Exhale and straight, strong arms, pull the heads of those arm bones into the back body as you lower. Inhaling up, drop in. Exhale, engage the core. Pull down as you reach the arms up. This is great therapeutics for the shoulders. That if you do have a lot going on in the shoulders, I would suggest even doing a couple rounds of this, at least 15 of these, 2 sets each per session, or maybe per day, or 2 sets each, 2 sessions per day. Inhaling back up, plug in, exhale, squeeze, and lower down. So you might notice at first it just feels a little tight, might not feel like much work, and then suddenly something starts to move, a little burn starts to happen. That's the connective tissue, the web of fascia, the communication system of the body, beginning to have more fluidity rather than that stiffness of the ground substance, the material between the web openings in the fascia. It begins to turn from a gel into a liquid. Inhale up, pull down, plug in. Keep that plug in, pull the navel down, pull those low ribs down. So there's core work happening here as we open the shoulders, or as we really reintegrate the shoulders. More than opening, we're reminding them where they belong. And the head ideally is flat on the earth for this. If there's a lot going on in the next shoulder, sometimes you might want a little lift of the head, but ideally, if you can have the head flat on the floor, shoulders in line with ears, and then the arms in line with the shoulders and ears. That's what we're going for, the integral alignment you were built for. If there's injury, one side might go a little slower than the other or feel a little tighter. Try to keep aware of that and don't let things kind of steer off to the side. Keep them squared as much as you can. Eventually, that injured shoulder will catch up. Sometimes even old injuries will have a little binding there, or a little catch of our breath as we get afraid from the memory of pain once having been there. Let's go about 5 more. Inhale up, plug in. Exhale, slow and steady, lower it down, squeezing straight arms. 4 more. Got a little warmth going in there. Hopefully you feel that. And on the next time that you come down, you can place your prop down and we're going to come into some rotations for the arms. So first, we'll come to lie on your side body. You're going to have your hips with the knees straight out from the hips and the heels straight down from the knees. And the bottom arm is going to be coming straight out from the shoulder to the floor. Head rests on the floor. Again, if you need to, you could lift it up because, it is nice to have that straight alignment here. Otherwise, this could be a little more opening on the side if that feels good for you. Does for me right now. You do what's right for you. When you're ready, we're going to take the top hand and just kind of slide it past the bottom hand. And then as you come back, pull with your fingertips, kind of curling in a little pressure into your palm, wrist, sliding along the arm, and then across the chest and all the way open, maybe onto your dog. And as you exhale, we're going to curl back, cross the body, cross the chest, reaching past that bottom hand. That's where there's a nice little shoulder neck release, and then pull back, pressing in, getting that lung meridian. So we're both opening shoulders and chest here as well as soothing the nervous system and encouraging the breath to deepen. The lungs get nice movement happening in there. Let's go about 7 or 8 more. You really want to keep the knees connected here and your sacrum level. So try not to let that top knee come back with you. Otherwise, that stretch or that opening is coming from the hips going sideways rather than the spine rotating and the shoulder opening. Let the hips stay stacked, knees stay stacked. That SI joint will stay safe. And we'll get more benefit from the opening of the chest, the spiraling of your spine. Your breath leads. We've got about 5 more, maybe 6, whatever your pace is. And finish up the one you're on and one more. Inhaling, opening, and exhaling, closed. And then once you come back, you're going to reach past that top hand again and grab a piece of chalk, if you will, there. Imagine that. And let's draw a big old rainbow on the floor up overhead and back behind you, opening up as much as you can. And that may be floating off the earth there, but if you can, really imagine you're drawing and try to keep that connection of your top hand, drawing a big, big arc, big rainbow shape overhead and all the way open till you're parallel with the shoulders and the hands in line with each other. And exhaling, come on back. Let your breath lead. Again, keep the knees and hips as stacked, connected as you can. Big inhales to open, big exhales, drawing that back close. We'll go about 5 or 6 more. And continue as you like, or take pause. And we'll flip over to the other side. Go on. Again, hips, knees, heels, stacked nice 90-degree angle. Bottom arm straight out from the shoulder. Head resting as needed. Is in line with the ears, in line with the shoulders. And then reach on past that top hand and pull in as you come back. Little curl of the fingertips and cross chest. Inhaling, open, 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 rolling the head, or the head could stay steady. If it gets too dizzying for you, you can keep the head in one place. Let the breath lead your movement. About 5 more. Lost one or so. And take your time, continue with that one as you like, or next time you reset, grab your chalk and let's draw that rainbow up overhead. Inhaling open, stay as connected as you can with your hand towards the earth or on the earth, as well as the knees and sacrum or SI joint connected. And we're back at about 5. Washing out the shoulders, making nice rainbows in our energy body, washing out anything stuck there. Last 2 or 3. Take your time. And then take your time. Once you're feeling complete with that one, come on back to center. For more core strength here and more integral alignment, you could squeeze your block or your lunchbox between your thighs. Options, you could just put your sacrum on the thighs if you don't want to do the work in the legs right now. This could be all shoulders. So otherwise, wherever you're at, um, sacrum on the block, whatever height, or squeeze onto your block and pour it down towards the earth. And let's just come elbows bent alongside the body, palms face one another. Press into your elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back, squeeze your block, and pour it down towards the earth. Lengthen your tailbone out like you're going to plug it into the block, and lift your navel, lift your chest. Press into the elbows, squeeze the shoulders together, lift your chin. Press into the center back of the head. Keep very active into that center back press, shoulder and elbow press. Inhale and puff up your chest. Exhale and pull the navel back. Lengthen the lower back. Inhale, fluid breaths, reaching low belly, rising up, diaphragm, chest. Exhale, emptying out. Little navel drawing back at the end. Let's just go 2 more here. Keep that chin perpendicular to the floor. Last inhale, lift up, and exhale. If you're not on your block, ripple down. Take pause, big breath. And let's get a little differently into the shoulders here. Arms straight up from the shoulders, palms face one another, fingertips to the sky. And again, really plug those shoulders into the back. So this is like the neutral from our first movement. Squeeze onto your block, or again, place it under your sacrum as you like. Pull those shoulder blades down the back as much as you can. Plug the head of the humerus, the upper arm bone, into the earth. Root it down. Squeeze the scapula down and together. Notice how that might want to tuck your chin. And so there's that work. Lift the chin. Press into the center back of the head and breathe here. A couple more breaths. Again, if you're not on your block, then lower down with your next exhale and take pause to rest. Again, you could stay with that work in the legs. We're going to do 2 more arm variations, or you could put the block under the sacrum. Squeeze onto the block if you're squeezing it, and pour it down as you lift up. Let's stretch the arms up overhead on the floor. And again, pull those shoulder blades down the back. Plug the head of the humerus into the shoulder. And lengthen out from the center back of the head, from the fingertips, out through the tailbone, out through the knees. And here, if you'd like, you can kind of reach through one knee and one arm and stretch that side body out. Inhale. And as you exhale back to neutral, inhale, reach the opposite knee and fingertips far, far away from each other. Again, notice the chin might want to dip and try to keep it lifted. 3 more breaths. You could go a little more with that side to side, stretching out quads, psoas more. Or just breathing the arm variation where you're at. Couple more breaths. Please stay as you like, or ripple back down, or just bring the hands down beneath you and interlace the fingers behind you. We're going to come into our last shape here, full bridge. And for this shape, once you're engaged in the shoulders and the neck, please don't turn the head to the side. Press into the heels, squeeze your block, pour those thighs down. Lengthen tailbone, lift navel, lift chest, puff it up with breath, squeeze the shoulders on the back. Interlace palms, pull together as much as you can, or use a strap or something there to pull the hands together. Squeeze the shoulders on the back, lift the chest, lift the chin. Deep full breaths here. 4 more. Last bright inhale. As you exhale, release the hands and ripple down. Let's roll on over to your belly. and come into Sphinx pose. Forearms underneath, forearms straight out from the elbows, elbows underneath your shoulders. Pull on the forearms as you push into the pubic bone and sacrum and really root down. Work the shoulders wide across the wings of your heart and hugging together onto the back. Inhale, long back of the neck, looks really great. Press into pubic bone and sacrum, maybe even a little more, and see if that helps you light up more. Lift the navel to engage the length of the low back. A couple more breaths. And then lift up and lengthen forward. Rest your forehead a moment. Draw the hands underneath the shoulders. And just take a moment to roll your shoulders around. Nice fluid roll of the shoulders. And then cobra. Nice strong legs. Make a snake's tail. Squeeze them together. Point the toes back. Hands under the shoulders. Pull on the earth. Elbows and shoulders down the back. Push into pubic bone and sacrum and your legs. Lift your navel. Lift your heart. Open up into cobra. Options, holding cobra 5 breaths, or exhale, lengthen back down. Really pull the elbows and shoulders back as you lengthen forward and come down. When you're ready, pull shoulders and elbows back. Press into pubic bone and sacrum. Inhale, open. And exhale, lengthen forward and lower. Your breath leads. 3 more, pausing or pulsing. Staying with that breathfulness. Breath leads the way. Now, with your next exhale, press on back into child's pose. Push your hips back and give your hips a little wiggle. Breathe your lower back. And let's rotate the palms up. So the sky and then open to the sides. And pinkies can even roll to the sky. So you're really stretching through the shoulders and the thoracic spine. Reach your heart down to the earth and breathe wherever sensation is arising here. Simply breathful or Brahmari, bees breath, using that energy, sound, vibration to wash the mind and soothe your nervous system. And into the elbows, you could even bring the backs of the hands together in the way that they were spiraling. Reach the elbows forward, heart to the floor, breathe here. Again, simply breathful or long Brahmari, bees breath. Inhale the hands back out in front of you. Come on to the fingertips, hollow. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, lift from the navel and roll on up to hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, spread those fingers wide, claw the earth. Pull the hands and knees towards one another. Inhale, lift tail, lift crown. Exhale, push the earth away, drop tail and lift the navel, drop the crown. 4 more. Find as much movement as you can there in the shoulders. The fullness of that exhale, letting go of tension. Fullness of that inhale, nice stretch and space. Last 2 breaths in this way. Stay in cat, push the earth away, slide the scapula off the back, head dip down. Inhale between the shoulder blades. Exhale, squeeze right ear, hip, shoulder together, open up into cow. Squeeze left ear, hip, shoulder together, lift your navel, round through in cat. 1 more in this direction. And then at the bottom, wag your tail and switch directions. And take your time. Once you're done, pause in center, strong fingers, neutral spine, ears, shoulders, ribs, hips in alignment. And then just drop the chest down and make shoulder circles using the earth to press off of. circling the shoulders. So the core stays neutral here. It's not cat and cow, just rolling circles in other direction. Take your time, begin to finish up with that and press back into a little tuck. Toes turn under. You can come up quickly into any edge of tuck that's right for you, or if your knees are happy with it, reach the heels down, the fingers forward, relax your neck, breathe here a moment. As you're ready, push into your feet. Bend the knees as much as you need. Give your hands a shake out. Give your head a little nod or roll around. And then give your shoulders a little shimmy, side to side, side to side. Head soft, head heavy, neck soft. And then a little swing, side to side, shrugging one shoulder and then the other. What we're looking to do is to get a circle happening in the hands. So the weight of the arms is just pulling out any stickiness in the shoulders there, just inviting that nice fluidity, and you could switch directions. And maybe bounce, give everything a little shake out. Hug the earth with your feet, push into the earth, root to rise, roll or fly on up to stand, open wide and gather up, and exhale and center. And focus in. Let's slide the hands all the way down and back to your sacrum. Push your sacrum down, squeeze the shoulders on the back, and lift your heart. And breathe wide across the wings of your heart. Yes, I am. Whatever heart quality or energy you want to call into the rest of your day, breathe that. Imagining it unfurling from your heart center, rippling out into the world. You could keep your hands pushing sacrum down or pull the hands down and lift the chest up. Any edge of back bend that feels breathful to you here. Tiny bend in the elbows is going to help the shoulders open more. Release the shoulders. Inhale, open again, gather up. Exhale, hands to center and focus. Push into the palms at the heart, shoulders on the back. Lift the heart up. Feel how that press into the center line, into your heart center, into your yes. I'll let the shoulders be wider and let's just shine that out into the world. Nice little quickie for your shoulders there today, live from Massachusetts. May the rest of your day be nice and fluid in your shoulders and wonderful. Yeah, I hope your shoulders feel great. Thank you so much for practicing, for being here.